Hey guys, how's it going? Just getting this going here. All right, looks like Facebook's having problems. At least it's hooked to chat. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind, never mind. It's good. All right. How you guys doing? All right. Just trying to get all this stuff going here. All right. So, we left off. Hey, what's up, Kaylin? How you guys doing? Excuse me. We left off last week about this same place. I was thinking about maybe modeling Stan Lee, the Luigi Lucarelli version of Stan Lee, but then I decided I wanted to get her finished up first and get her posed and just do some last final details. I hate leaving models hanging like this, so yeah, let's get her finished up. It'll be fun. So the first thing I wanted to do. Hey Emily, how you doing? First thing I wanted to do is to fill out the hair underneath behind her ear. So that's the first thing I want to do. Oh, what? Unable to record brush strokes. Why? Why am I getting that error? Oh, looks like I might have to reboot my ZBrush. Hold on a second, guys. Jeez. All right, I'm gonna save the project. Okay, for some reason, my ZBrush decided to take crap on me. Okay, hold on a second. Let me save this. Sorry, I've had ZBrush open for quite a while. I've been doing some work in here. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Really me? Oh, man. Hey, Craig, how's it going? Yeah, just let me start ZBrush back up again. Okay. Uno momento, por favor. Come on, ZBrush. You can do it. There you are. Okay. Right, Caitlin? Actually, let me open this one. This is my streaming version of this. Because it gives me a little... you guys can't see it because it's behind my camera. But behind my camera, I have a little thing that reminds me to stay out of that area. So, okay, let's import those images back in. Let's see, we got this one. Let's load the tool. Velma 3. Going good. There's a foot of snow on my lawn right now. 1 foot. 12 inches of snow. So that's crazy. It's been snowing like crazy at my house. Okay. We'll get back. We'll get back to where we were. Then load. Well, it's going to throw it off. I always forget to import them both. So, oh, reference. Okay. Oh, come on. Where is it? PNG. Oh my goodness. I don't know where she went. This one right here. Oh, what? No texture. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Thanks for being patient. Having a rough go this morning. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I have, I think it's like 33 degrees outside or something like that. But it's warming up today. The snow's starting to melt, but I've been out shoveling. Okay, now we can record some brush strokes, right? Now we're good. Okay. We're on this hair. Let me grab that Macon brush. We're just going to throw some hair underneath behind her ear. Yep, Aloy. I love that game. Love it. Park City. Oh, I've been seeing the your images. Yeah, that's crazy. It gets a lot of snow up there. So she's talking about Park City. Park City, my favorite city in Utah, by the way. I'm jealous. Jelly. Come on, just give me a nice non-twisted thing. Okay, that's gonna work. So how are you guys doing today? That's the real question, right? Everybody good? I'm gonna have to mirror this. Okay, let's So you guys, if your custom UI just stops working, like my menu, it just doesn't pull up, an easy way to fix it is go to config and restore custom UI, and then your menu should work again. Okay, let's do a split unmask points. Hit the down arrow, select it. Yeah, I want to get some snowboarding in this year. That'd be great. I'm gonna flip it over like that. There we go. Look at that. That's what we want. I've been snowboarding since I was 12. But recent years, I haven't had much time to do it. Love snowboarding. Oh, you're in Ohio? Can't play what? Oh, Aloy? Have I played any of the Metro games? Like what? I'm gonna mirror and weld this. Have it on both sides. Okay, then adjust these hairs. And you'll notice these are kind of a lighter orangish red. So I want to paint them this color so they match. Oh, need to turn off spotlight projection. Don't forget. Just so they blend in and match. There we go. That works. Okay. Next, let's build this magnifying glass, shall we? That'll be kind of fun. Okay. I have not played those, Craig. I don't know if they're any good. Have not. Okay. I'm gonna append what? I'll just append a star for a minute. Okay, and then I'm gonna replace the star with a cylinder. So how you can do that is go here and do a poly cylinder. Maybe I'll do a cylinder 3D. I can't remember which one will allow you. Okay, inner radius. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yay. Okay, inner radius. Why do you guys keep saying the real Shane? It's me. I'm real. I'm here. It's happening. Okay, here we go. Glad you guys could catch me live, though. That's cool. Gonna shrink this down. Pete the cat? I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, I think I need to make that radius even thinner. So let me just mask. Whoops, come on. I'm gonna mask select that interior, invert it, and then shrink it even more. Something like that. The real slim shiny. Let's make this thicker. All right, now we have that. Let's get the glass. How am I gonna do the glass? Let's append a star again. I'm gonna hide everything except for these two things. And then replace the star with a sphere, but a polysphere, like this. He's real. Okay. I don't need that many subdivisions, so I'm going to go to 4, 4, and 4. There we go. Let's accept that. And increase the size, but then scale it down in this direction. There we go. Yeah, thanks for all the links, Neil, as usual. Yeah, you guys, if you like these brushes in my user interface, feel free to go stop by my webpage, 3dcharacterworkshop.com, and grab them for yourself. Okay, I'm gonna throw a dynamic subdivision on there, and on this one. Okay, but I want those top edges to be creased. So an easy way to do that is to hit this group by normals. What that's going to do is it's going to add new polygroups to anything beyond a 45-degree angle. So it's going to put a new polygroup around the top, new polygroup around the bottom. Then I can do crease by polygroup, which is going to run creases along the edges of those polygroups. So then when I turn on dynamic subdivisions, it's going to crease it like this, and it looks way better. And that's what I want. Yay. Okay, but I don't want it this color, so let's make it like a light gray. Grab the hard paintbrush and fill it. So it's more like this. And then grab the interior of that and make it kind of a blue. I want to do the lenses in her glasses and this lens in glass, but I won't do it until I push it over to Keyshot. But I do want the geometry there so I can assign some, the material to something, and that's what this is going to be here. So this will be kind of a light blue, maybe something like that. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to put this little cylinder on the top. And with this, I can just use my insert multi-mesh brush right here and use my quad cylinder. But I don't have an exact center to align that to, so I'm going to actually grab the Z Modeler brush. And here's a tip for you guys. When you go to insert an edge with the Z Modeler brush, it's not going to snap to the center. I don't know where the exact center is. I can eyeball it, which is fine. But a trick is to hold down spacebar and click on multiple edge loops like this. But don't change any of the other parameters. Just pick multi-edge loop. Then when you click once, it's going to put it right in the center. It will crease it as well, so you'll have to get rid of that crease. I'm going to go to crease, polygroup, or edge loop complete, and then hold down Alt and click on that edge to get rid of that crease. So there we go. Hey, what's up, Sean? Okay, let's see. So then I can grab the insert multi-mesh and insert a cylinder. That's going to be that that little cap piece. I think I went too big with it. Why didn't that go in the center? Let me turn on activate symmetry. We'll try and get that in the center better. Okay. Now every time you draw out an insert multi-mesh, what's nice about it is it will put the gizmo right at the base of where you drew it. So it's nice because then you can just continue manipulating it from there. Okay, and now I want the same thickness of this thing right for the handle down underneath. Do 3D specialists work for money? Yes. That's what I've done for a living for the last 18 years. But I don't know what you mean by specialists. Okay, so duplicate that, bring it down. Yeah, if you have a job, I should say, you can get employment doing this. Yes. Okay, let's see. Hey, Smarian, how you doing? I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. I don't know why. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, I'm trying to decide how I want to design this thing. I kind of want it to go from bigger to smaller, and then the handle to be even smaller. So we work for exposure a lot of times. Right, guys? Okay, let's drag out another. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. So that's the thing is, if I'm in the middle of doing something like this, and I have my gizmo active, and I click on one of these insert multi-meshes, it's going to replace my currently selected shape with whatever I change it to, like this cylinder. See how it's going to swap it out? But it does respect masking. You can see this one and this one, they're still masked. So I could mask this off, then hit circle. Then it'll keep it there and not replace it, which is fine by me. That works out good. Shrink this down, and I'm going to scale it in this axis and then drag it down here. Maybe not so squashed. Maybe like this. There we go. Oh, you're trolling? Yeah, not obvious. Because a lot of people ask questions just like that. Sorry. Okay. And now I'm going to auto group this because both those cylinders, whenever you duplicate an object, it puts the new object in the same polygroup as the original object, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit auto groups. And I want to grab this blue cylinder if I can get to it. Kind of hard to get to. There we go. And then mask it off, unhide everything, invert the mask, and then hold down Control to duplicate that object again. Okay. Then I'm going to duplicate it one more time because I know I'm going to need one. Then I'm going to shrink this down for the handle and then scale it out. Scale it. Something like this. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I'll show you in a sec. Okay. She's not done. She's in the final stages. Let me see. I still need to put some detail in her sweater and like all these lines in her sweater. I need to add her arm and her hand, which I've kit bashed from something else, and I've brought that in. Let's see, auto groups. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm gonna shrink this guy down a little bit. want to taper. Well, I'm going to change some of the design of this thing, the middle thing here. Oh, thanks, Samarian. I still need to add the Boolean, live Boolean stuff to do keys with. I mean, it's really easy to find some tutorials for that online, but still I would like to add live Boolean stuff and talk about it in the course. So many things to do. Okay, so I chose the Z Modeler brush again because I want to insert a couple edge loops in here. And I'm going to leave multi-edge loop selected because I want to click and drag and I want to actually add multiples. So maybe like this. Let me see. I'm trying to decide because I want to do, it kind of looks like there's two tubes wrapped around there. Trying to think of how I want to do that. Maybe that. There we go. Okay, let's do that. And I don't want those creases, so I'm going to hit crease, and then I'm going to uncrease those. Then I'm going to scale these out, so I'm going to mask them off. Actually, I need to mask off this, and whoops, this one, and this one. You'll notice that I use the hard edge of the mask to my benefit. See how I can use this hard edge to kind of mask across there? Now I can grab the gizmo thing, and if I hit, I want to get that gizmo into the center of the unmasked portion. And if I hit go to unmask center while holding down Alt, it's going to center it in one half of that. So I need to turn symmetry off, hit it again, and it's going to put it in the center of everything, and then turn symmetry back on. So the reason it went to half is because it's going into the symmetrical half. And then I can reset the axis of this. Now I can scale these guys out, just like this. Easy enough. I do use Mesh Mixer. I haven't for a long time, but when I was working on Disney Infinity, we used to use it to hollow out our characters when we were going to print them. And you can add drain holes. Yep, it's really, really nice for that. We would use it to fix our meshes with, like find holes and things like that. But this was before Boolean, live Boolean, but we would actually use it to look at the different layers of the 3D printing to see if there were any holes. Let's see. Any advice on daily sculpting, like where to find good themes, things to sculpt in 3D model? I find myself running from organic to, and I just can't seem to find myself. Yeah, I suggest doing what I did and starting a Pinterest page of inspirational characters. That's what I did, and every time I hit a wall, and I'm like, well, you know, what should I sculpt today, or what should I do today? I'm kind of out of ideas. Then I'll go to my Pinterest page, and what's cool about Pinterest is your search leads to kind of down a rabbit hole, so to speak. So your search goes to the next thing, and you can end up spending all day there. It's kind of like trying to watch a show on Netflix and you never end up watching any shows because you're just browsing. So don't get stuck in that rut where you're just browsing for images. But it'll kind of it should inspire you and get you back on track again. Okay, I'm just going to slide this edge loop up a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm liking that. Now let's drag, make a new one of these. See if I can grab that cylinder. There we go. And just copy it down to here. And again, I'm going to turn off symmetry, center the gizmo, reorient the axis, then turn symmetry back on, and then scale it down. Just for that little end cap there that Mel's designed. And I want to do one more. Whoops. Okay, hold on. I need to mask it off again. Okay. Need to do one more right here. I just want to end that off nicer. There we go. So, and I left it blue. So whatever you insert with your multi-mesh, it's gonna make it whatever color that it was when you duplicated it. Hide this. Looks like I made an extra cylinder in there. I'm gonna hide that and delete it. Whoops. First, I need to do auto groups. Put all these pieces in their own groups. Okay, delete hidden. There we go. Show the lens again. Now I'm going to fill this this whole thing with kind of a darker gray, like this, some silver. I don't know why this. Maybe I didn't fill it with the color for some reason. There we go. Okay. Then in Keyshot, I'll assign this glass material, and I'll assign the metal material to the handle. It'll be all shiny and look cool, hopefully. Okay. Let's see. I haven't been able to sculpt on a daily basis. Yep, sculpting daily is a really great exercise if you can do it. Yeah, or you can save them locally. Yep. The only problem with saving images locally is you don't get that dive down or the suggestions when you're surfing on Pinterest. Like, does that make sense? Like, here, let me just show you. You guys know. You know. So here's my inspirational characters board. And I just put my, I don't know why this is here. I need to remove this. This is supposed to be in my feet reference. But I just have tons and tons and tons of characters that I found online. And you'll notice that they're two-dimensional. They're not models. This is concept art to get me inspired on things to model. But when you click on any of these, like this one, it'll look at this one and then it'll say, hey, you might like these. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's right. I do look at all these. Most of these I already have in my Pinterest board, but this artist is fantastic. And I would just keep adding and adding and adding, and I love all this stuff. So anyway, that's why Pinterest is good. So there you go. Oh, you're in Dropbox. You get a little P. Okay. Yeah, so you can pin it or whatever, but anyway, that's what I like to do. That's cool. Collecting is great. Yeah, morgue files. That's what they're, I don't know why they're called morgue files. Okay. You keep getting red polygroups and I have to hide the other parts and group visible? I don't know I don't know why you'd be getting that. That's weird. Okay. Check that out. So I imported a hand in here to use later. And then I still have this blue color selected and it's showing my blockouts too. So I have 3 other heads in here so you can kind of see, but I'm going to delete these. Looks great. Fantastic, guys. There, now she's like putting her head through the handle. Okay, I'm going to merge the ring with the lens. Merge down. Actually, yeah, I will. I'm going to merge it down just so they're both together so I can scale them at the same time. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hide that hand for a minute. Oh yeah, Sean, you got it? That's cool. Yeah, I like mine a lot. Except for it stopped working for some reason. Just my lavalier mics in general stopped working for some reason. I don't know why. Because I took them to CTN with me, and then when I plugged them back in, they just didn't work. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to save this as Velma posed 1. Okay, we're gonna pose her. And I'm gonna do a trick with it because I want to leave her head centered and symmetrical. I'll aim her eyes, but I'm gonna swing her body like this. So instead of, typically you would pose it all together and like I would pose her head and her body, but since her head is relatively straight and just turned a little bit, instead of posing her head and turning her head, I want to keep that symmetry just so I can, you know, use it later. So I'm just going to pose her body. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to merge the 3 of these together. Let's see. I can do it one of 2 ways, but I think I'm just going to merge them together. What I was going to say is I could use the what is it called? Transform visible subtools. That tool that's on the gizmo. This guy right here. Transpose all selected subtools. So that I could use this, but I would have to go back and mask all the other subtools out that I don't want to change, and that might be a pain in the butt. So it's easier just to merge these 3 down together and then just pose it. Pose the body. Did I get her neck? Yeah, okay. So now I can just grab this and rotate it like this. And I'm going to rotate, whoops, I'm going to turn off symmetry now. Rotate this kind of forward because she's moving her, she's dropping her shoulder, she's moving her right arm forward, kind of into the camera. And then I'll make her arm kind of holding this thing. Yeah, folders will be great. There you go. Oh, Caitlin, you got one too. It's dead? Oh, that sucks. Sorry. Huh. That's really weird. Yeah, and then I also bought one. This is my purple one. So I also bought one that's oh, it's a Rode, I think. That's what this is. This is a Rode microphone, and that's what I'm talking into right now because my lavalier mic died. I don't know that it was necessarily the lavalier mic, but I have this thing. I'll show you guys. So I have a mixer, a Yamaha mixer that I have all my stuff plugged into. And it takes the old-fashioned kind of microphone plugs that look like this. I don't know if you can see it. Here, let me pop it. Kind of full cam. You guys can see this? Where is it? Kind of blurry. There we go. I have my focus out of focus, but you can see this. So this is what this is. I plug my microphone into here. That's a small jack, and then it changes it into this big one. But it also does a there's like phantom power that comes from my Yamaha, but the phantom power is 40 watts, and the lavalier mic only needs 12. It's meant for like plugging into cameras and video cameras and things like that. So when I first got a microphone, I got an Antlion one. Where is it? And it plugged on my headset. It magnetized to my headset, and I blew that sucker out because I did a converter that wasn't a compressor. So this one is a compressor and that other one wasn't. So you make sure if you get a lavalier microphone, you need to get a converter that has a compressor on it so it compresses that phantom power down so it doesn't blow your speakers out. Yeah, XLR, there you go. Yeah, I actually heard it pop and I felt a buzz in my ear, like I could feel the electronics in my ear going. So anyway, yeah, I have a I record a lot, so I needed to invest in a good setup. Anyway, there you go. All right. Back to it. So let's have it turn like this, and then I'm gonna make her sleeve as a separate piece that's wrapped around her arm, so it looks like it's part of the sweater, but it's not. We're gonna fake it because I'm gonna kind of cut it and crop it just like Mel's drawing here. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can turn her eyes too. Let's save this now. I built these eyes off lines, so hide or delete this. Because I spent a lot of time going back and forth trying to find a nice look on here. You'll notice that her pupils aren't solid black. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to delete these two. I have so many of them. Okay, now you're going to wait and see how your streaming goes before you get in another mic. I've gone through so many different mics. I have them sitting around. I did a Shure. I don't know what the brand name, or the brand is Shure, but I don't know what mic it is. And that one works pretty good, but it's more of kind of an ambient full room microphone. Like my friend Joe Pickop uses one that kind of, it's up and out of the shot so you don't see it. Let's see. Okay. Hey Jana, how you doing? That rhymes. Thanks. Glad you're digging it. Yeah, she's a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna kind of, I hate to say eyeball it, but I'm gonna kind of eyeball it. Let's see here. Okay, I think I have it too. Not in her eye far enough, maybe. Okay. Trying to get this kind of up, turned up, and over. Okay. Not that high. Kind of tricky. All right, let's do the other one. Thanks, Neil. It's true. Okay, I'm gonna do this. So I can see where I need to center my gizmo so I can actually rotate it properly. There we go. Okay. Right there. There. I like it. All right. Hide that ruler again. Look at this hand. It looks like a mannequin hand. It's like, whose hand is that? Oh, Blue Yeti USB. I had a Blue Yeti. That was the first one I used. The thing is, with the Blue Yeti, is that microphone is too good. Like, it captures everything, all of it. Like, you know, somebody's upstairs in my house, you'll hear it, like walking around or whatever. This one is really good because all you hear is pretty much what's here. It's a, I think it's called like a shotgun mic, but I can't remember the name of it, what type of microphone it is. But it's very directional, and it doesn't catch a lot of things around the outside. So I know I have added a noise gate, and I don't like it because you can tell. So there's this noise gate, and all of a sudden, as soon as it gets quiet, then it cuts it off. You know what I mean? You can really hear it, and it gets to be a distraction when you're trying to listen. So I turned it off, but I used to have one. Okay, let's get this into place. So yeah, Yeti will do both omnidirectional and the other one. Omnidirectional and unidirectional. It'll do both, depending on the pattern you choose, but both of them are really too good. And you'll hear it. Okay. I'm going to shrink this a little bit. Maybe like this. Get it out in front. I'm going to pose this hand as if it's a real hand. These fingers are a little narrow. I'm going to have to thicken them up. I really like Streamlabs OBS, but I'm using the regular OBS because the Streamlabs OBS is it's meant for streamers, obviously, and it has all of their stuff built in. But, okay, I'm going to use inflate to inflate these fingers. This hand is from another project that I'm currently working on for the Stylized Anatomy module that I'm going to be putting in my course soon. So I just happened to have it laying around, so I decided I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna plagiarize my own work and stick it in here. Yeah, I like Streamlabs. It's just a cleaner interface, but it's still OBS. It's like a cleaner interface with all of their plugins. But it's still in beta, so I don't know. Okay. Hey, Sumerian, me too. I'm looking towards getting it done. I just want to get it done. Oh, it's going to be great, though. Hopefully. No. So the reason I'm doing it is because I'm kind of trying to catch all of students' problems before they reach them, if that makes any sense. Okay. It's going to be tricky. Let's see. I'm going to turn this. That's like, it's okay. Okay. The angle that Mel's drawn it at is tricky. And it doesn't quite work in 3D. So I'm gonna be fudging it. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Oh. Come on, select the hand. There we go. Am I going to 3D print this? Probably not. I'm not really designing it for 3D print. I'm designing it more for illustration. Basically, I'm just making a 3D version of Mel's drawing, which he gave to me, by the way. If you guys didn't see it last week, Mel stayed with me at CTN, and he brought the original drawing to me. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's right here. Pretty cool. Thank you, Mel. You're the best. Love Mel's stuff. Okay, we're gonna fudge this. Too much intensity on the smooth. Usually when I pose hands, I go really loose with it and keep it kind of, I mean, it's pretty sausagey, you know, the fingers are quite sausagey, but, and then I'll go back and I'll add some edges in there and clean it up. Okay. So I'm just looking where I want these knuckles to bend. Rink. Sometimes I'll pose these all at the same time, but usually I'll do them one at a time, and this is why. So now I'm going to have to go through here and tune them one at a time. So, oh, thanks, Siegel. So I can get them looking good. Well, hopefully get them looking good. Now with this, what I'm doing on these fingers is I'm just holding down control and I can drag down the appendage and it will mask off everything except for what's, you know, down the length of the thing. And with fingers, this is kind of a rookie mistake. Is a lot of people, when they go to pose something, that a hand that's grabbing onto something, they'll leave space between the fingers. Try and grab something and try and leave space between your fingers when you're holding it, like a broomstick or something. It's almost impossible. Almost. And it always looks really bad. So make sure you pose your fingers together and all of your fingers kind of point in one direction. They kind of all, yeah, they all go one way here. Like this. Don't be afraid to use move as well. You can rotate, but don't be afraid to use move. Okay. Notice I've turned on topological and I've turned my range down to 3. That's so I can grab one finger and not affect the neighboring fingers with the move brush, just to tune it. I'll usually come back and pull the first knuckle out. All right, Sean, take care, man. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, now that I have those fingers bent into shape, I'm just going to kind of rotate this. You just want it kind of sit in that pocket of the thumb. And then I'm going to bend the wrist down to kind of compensate here. Okay. And you can, don't be afraid to make big moves too. Kind of tuck. I'm going to shorten her hand. And if it creates like hiccups and warbles, just smooth them out. Oh, same to you, Sean. Thanks. Have a good one. I'm going to bend her thumb kind of more like what Mel has posed. So let me undo that. And I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try it. Ah, come on. Gotta start higher up there. Made her knuckle go backwards. Gotta fix that. And this to kind of curve like this. Oh, hey, Slinky, how's it going? It was good. It was really good. I didn't get to see everybody that I was wanting to, but I got to see a lot of people and got to see a lot of great art. Yeah, it was good. It was a good trip. Thanks. Yeah, Neil, it's the best thing to do is pose your own hand doing what you need to do, and then have somebody take pictures of it. Right now, I'm just kind of posing this from my own memory, obviously. But if you look at your thumb going like, if it's pressing up against something, you can either go like this or lock it down like that. What's that for a program? This is ZBrush, if that's what you're asking. Okay. I'm gonna collapse these fingers down around. To use this, I'm gonna use a snake hook. Snake hook. Ashley's gonna show up now. Turn on topological, turn it range 3. That was crazy. If you guys were here last week, I was making fun because snake hook is Ashley's favorite brush. She's another streamer on here. And the running joke is say snake hook 3 times and she shows up. And she did. That was crazy. I don't know if somebody tipped her off, but it was hilarious. That's 4. Snake hook, snake hook. Okay. You printed out the planar female and male from where? Which ones are you talking about? She is. You trying to get Matt to show up? That's funny. I haven't seen Matt forever. He has a new kid. Brand new baby. Okay. Now that we have the hand sort of posed, I want to push it a little more. Meaning I want to exaggerate these knuckles like Mel has in his drawing. There we go. A little too much there. And this ring finger is getting a little too much volume in it. You want to make sure your fingers remain, they have similar volume in them, except for the pinky. It gets reduced volume quite a bit. Do I know any tutorials on using GoZ with Maya? Not really. I'm not a big fan of GoZ. I love it for certain things, but I typically use FBX or OBJ just because it's more predictable. Because with GoZ, I'm not sure exactly what's happening underneath the hood, and sometimes it will assign nodes that I don't particularly care for. So I tend to avoid GoZ. I should probably use it more. But honestly, all GoZ is, you just have to hit the button and it sends it over there. That's, as long as you have Maya open, you can just go back and forth. So there's not really a tutorial on it. It should just work for you. Should. So it just pushes your model over to Maya. That's all it does. And you can go back again. Okay. I need to bend this a little more. I'm introducing warbles. Yeah, it's not predictable. That's why I have this ruler file, and I give it away for you guys. But the ruler in this file, you get it for free if you go over to my 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can download my user interface, my brushes, and this ruler file. And this ruler file is I worked with Joseph Druss from Pixelogic to get this file set up. And here, let me solo this ruler. And what it is this ruler is, it's 2 meters tall in Maya. So if you were to push this ruler over as either an FBX or an OBJ over to Maya, it's going to be 2 meters tall. If you switch your Maya over to meters, so you have to go to Preferences, Settings, and then Units, I think, and then set it to meters, and then you can push this over. And the reason it works is because underneath here, under Export, this scale is set to 100. And that's the scale difference between ZBrush and Maya is 100. So when it goes over there, it should be the proper scale. And when you send it back here, it should be the proper scale. And that's also because of the scene size and position. So this size, you can see XYZ size is set to 2. This is getting pretty technical, but I just want to explain it. Why this ruler works is because the optimal XYZ size for ZBrush, so your brushes work correctly and your brushes are the right scale to your model, the ZBrush prefers that number to be 2 or somewhere near it. So this ruler is exactly at 2, so your brushes are the proper scale. Then I also turned on, if you turn on floor, you'll notice that I've set the floor to be on 0, 0, 0, and these grid lines are matching the ruler. So if you want to get more precise than these tick marks on the ruler, you can use the background floor grid to match that up as well. Now in the new ZBrush, the update that's coming, if you guys watched the ZBrush Summit, they talked about a new scaling in units and things like that, and that are coming soon. So I don't know what that's going to do, but for now I just use my my ruler and it works out really well. So yep, Neil's posting all the links. Thanks, Neil. He's posting the links over to 3dcharacterworkshop.com. So thank you very much for that. I need to send you the check. I really appreciate it. Saves me. Lets me keep working. Okay, so with this, I'm just going to move this one over, and I'm going to move this. I'm going to use, I was like, oh, I had symmetry on when I did this, but that's okay. I'm going to use it anyway. Okay, let's split these unmasked points and turn off symmetry on these. Also, that ruler works for 3D printing as well. So that ruler is 200 millimeters long. And a typical Disney Infinity character was 100 and... Gosh, what was it? Oh, I took my ruler upstairs. I'm trying to remember how many millimeters. It was around 190 millimeters. So, hey, what's up, Meberry? How you doing? Okay, then one more. Insert one more sphere right here. Just kind of fudging this all over the place. What brush do I use to pose the knuckles? Well, I just use the move brush and the gizmo and masking is all I used really. Yeah, hey, what's up, Chris? Yeah, I did. I modeled the glasses during the last stream, I believe. You can find that up on YouTube. But all I did was I did it the exact same way I do all of like clothing and armor and everything. I just made a plane in space and I just drew the frames of the glasses right on top of the plane. I didn't do anything fancy. Like sometimes I'll use like Z spheres or something like that, but I didn't. I just drew it. I just drew it on there and then just extruded the thickness, so it wasn't too crazy. Hey Jonathan, yeah, the ZBrush license is for life, and all upgrades are free. So it's yeah, they've always done that. And I've actually, I teach an online course, most of you guys know already. And I've modeled my business model after Pixelogic's business model, which is buy it once and have it for the lifetime of the product. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this hand a little bit more. I'm gonna see if I can, I'm gonna save it first. But I'm going to see if I can get away with stretching these fingers out, making her hand longer. There we go. Yeah, I like that. No Z. So I did use Z Modeler for the extruding bit, but I didn't use it really for. I didn't sit and box model the thing. No. I just drew it out with the topology brush and then gave it thickness. Honestly, that's the easiest way to build anything. Hey, Ash, I'm disappointed. You're a little late, but you still made it. I was using the snake hook brush to pose her fingers. We were talking about you. Ashley is another streamer on here. A Cubed. Welcome, Ash. Good to see you. Is it as white in Canada as it is at my house right now? Because I have 1 foot of snow on my lawn. Or I used to. I think some of it's melted now, but this morning I had 1 foot of snow. Thanks, Robo Wheels. There you go. Snake hook signal got delayed in the snowstorm. Oh, funny. All right. Trying to finish up the Jinkies Velma. All right. Oh, let's see. So, if you, Shane, or others wanted to host such a live co-op sculpt evening, what are you saying? Was there an option to have like a 4x4 screen video? No, there's really not on Twitch, but you can use something like Zoom, and then broadcast that, or you can use like Skype and broadcast that. But there's no real like super easy way. Yeah, Ash, we should do a collab sometime. That'd be awesome. Oh, you use it in Unreal? That's awesome. That's good to know. Sorry, I'm just being dumb here. Let's see. Yeah, I've been wanting to like I've proposed doing a collaboration with Polygon, because Polygon is very the stuff Ben, I think his name's Ben. I always call him Polygon, but the stuff he does is very cartoony and stylized, and actually he's kind of a triple threat where she does monsters and stylized stuff. So it'd be super fun to do some collaborations with other streamers. Pull that down. Oh yeah. Hey ACube, did you do a collaboration with somebody in a chicken suit? What was that about? What'd I miss? Oh my goodness. Sumerian, yes. So how'd you do it? What's the behind the scenes? Okay, let's see here. Give her bigger shoulders. Gotta love that orange sweater. And we got an hour. Not too bad. It's gonna be interesting trying to make these sweaters look like folds rather than anatomy underneath there, but how it goes. Okay. Now let's this orange, editing this orange. It's like editing gumballs or something. It's all just like this blobby blah. Okay, I'm gonna merge this down with the sleeves. Okay, let's save it. Those two. You're going on your stream, we just pass stuff back and forth. Oh, okay. Awful but hilarious. Oh, so so it's like playing dual Tetris, right? You're trying to like mess up the other sculptor. That sounds horrible. Putting the model off on the origin, making things mildly asymmetrical for no reason. That sounds awful. It's like stuff of my nightmares. Oh man. Sounds fun though. Oh. I'm just gonna swing her jaw just a little bit. Make it asymmetrical just a little bit. Turn her nose. It was pretty dumb. Oh, funny. So, but I have seen it where, you know, there's actually a dual stream, like two people on, like pushing to some kind of a service that you can actually see them both together and talking together, not just like somebody streaming on one channel and somebody streaming on another. If that makes sense. You have a print of the chicken? Thanks so much, guys. Thanks, Tenshi. I'm gonna see if I can pull the hand meat out. Hand meat. That's a thing, right? I'm gonna use the snake hook. Yeah, snake hook. I'm just trying to get the palm pads. Whoa, that's a little too much. Too much palm pad. I hate when you got too much palm pad. You're using multi-twitch, but it's not working now. But I'm checking the site. Oh, you were multi-twitch. I don't even know what that is. So can you see both people on multi-twitch? Or could you? If it was working? There's gotta be a way. So with Skype, you can see both people at the same time on your screen and then broadcast that. So it'd be like the two of you talking on Skype. And then, yeah, then you'd broadcast it. So I've seen that work before. Hey, it's actually a hand pose that doesn't suck. Well, posing hands are hard. Posing hands is hard, not are hard. That works too. Oh, you can see all of it. So you can see, what is that? Multistree.am stream? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna write that down. When I say write that down, that means copy and paste it. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, sometimes, and it's totally, it's totally a Bob Ross thing. When I'm posing hands, it's always happy accident. And also when I pose hands, I think about the fingertips and where the tips should be. So it's kind of like, man, I've been using Zoom and I've been able to draw on my screen and I love it. But it's what I'll usually do is I'll get the main portion of the hand in place. Then I'll look where the tips should be in my mind's eye, you know, and I'll kind of float the tips out in space or put them in here like where they need to be, and then I'll fill in the rest. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like I guess that's an animator's mentality where you have these key poses, these two key poses, and then you kind of fill in the rest with in-between poses. And that's kind of how I feel about fingers. So if you put the tips of the fingers where they should be, then all the rest should be in between posing, if that makes sense. So maybe that's maybe that'll help some of you guys out. Okay, I am liking how it's working out. Let me pose this. Turn off topological. I just want to round out the top of her hair a little bit and scrunch the whole thing down. And scoop this in. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, kind of like the neck area on a 3D character. So it's like you put your head where the head needs to be, and the neck usually just kind of takes care of itself, right? Okay. I'm gonna have to push that in. No promises. No promises me. Yeah, Ashley just goes, she's like a loose cannon with those shapes. Well, she acts like she's a loose cannon, but inside of her brain, it's all planned out. Right? It's not planned out where she's going, but the anatomy part is usually what's it called? Planned. Intentional. That's the word. Hey, what's up, Chris? I love how you've put your whole what you do in your name. That's a good idea. I know exactly who you are. Well, I know what you do. The horror music composer. That's good. Why is it so long in the drawing? Do you like the drapes? I don't know what that means. Why does it take so long to draw drapes? Or pose hands, or... Okay, let's see. I want to make this hang down to have some weight to it. Yeah. Hey, Cube, I don't know. It'd be like, you think it'd be like herding cats or something? Brains all over the place. That'd be fun. Whoops. Not that you'll see that, but make it hang down there too. Okay, let me just kind of check things out here. Let me pose her mouth just a little bit more open on the bottom. Okay. Maybe raise her bangs up just a bit, so I can see her eyebrows more. Okay, let's do the stripes on her sweater. So basically, when you go to do stripes or something like that on the surface, you can't really do it in dynamic subdivisions because this is what the geometry is really looking like right now. And that's not going to help me because you can't put detail on that low of resolution. So what I'm going to do is subdivide it up. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep separate pieces or if I want to merge it together and then Z-remesh it together so I have a solid thing. Drapes, oh, the foldings in the sweater? Yeah, like, yeah, drapery or wrinkles. When I think of drapery, I think of like curtains. I don't know why. Hey, Engine, I don't know. I've never counted them all. These are just a bunch of Disney Infinity figures that I worked on some of them. Let's see. So I think I am gonna merge this all together, but I need to make some space in between the body and the arms because I don't want that to connect. And I'm not going to connect the neck ringlet and the one around the arm right there. But I do want to connect these two and connect the arms at the shoulders, but not at the body. So I'm just going to pull these, and I don't know why I'm using the mouse, but I just want to pull these away so there's some space, and then I'll put them back when I'm done. Just need to get enough space in there so it's not going to connect. Okay. Like that. Okay. So I'm going to take this neck and this wrist thing and put it in its own group. Split hidden. There we go. Now I'm going to duplicate this because I'm going to do something crazy to it and I want to go back if it's not going to work out. So what I'm going to do is reset my gizmo and then do a remesh by union, which should union everything together just like that. Then accept. And now I want to Z remesh it. Not merge. Not half. Let's do this at about a 5 maybe. See what that looks like. Ah, pretty good. Yeah. Maybe I will 3D print it. We'll see. Okay, now that I have her Z remeshed, let's see. Now I can go back and close those gaps back up that I made before. De la Suisse, hello. Thanks for joining me today, guys. This wonderful Monday. Okay, some of this. Then I can inflate these back together to close those gaps down in there. Then I can use, maybe I will print it. I'll just use the clip brush and just clip it so she's flat on the bottom like this. Her arm's peeking through now. So that's kind of fun, right? Maybe I'll Z remesh it now that it's flat. See what happens. Yeah, not bad. Let's fix that arm. OCD sticking out. Put it back. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to subdivide this. Yeah, Chris, exactly. It does. It just unions it together without rebuilding the geometry. So the thing is, when you use Dynamesh, it will sometimes sew fingers together. It'll sew lips together, and then it'll get rid of your mouth cavity. Anything like that that's kind of close, it will actually kind of bridge between the two, and remesh by union, as long as there's space in between those fingers, it's not gonna cross and weld them together. So that's the thing I really like about remesh by union. Okay, Ezra. Oh, awesome, thanks. That'd be awesome. We'd love to have you in there. Speaking of my course, I got to show you guys one thing because it's super cool. I always like to show off my students' work. You guys need to see, check this out. So from my student Ernie, he just barely did this Nightcrawler, and it's way cool. He did all the keys and everything. Just amazing work, amazing work. So sorry, Ernie, but I'm gonna call you out on how good of a job you did. So here's him putting the colors in. This is based off of a concept by Randy Bishop. Sorry if I'm going through this so quickly, but if you look up Ernie on Facebook, I believe Instagram, he posted this elsewhere too. But yeah, he did a really nice job trying to get that to match this character. He just did a great job. So there's the original concept from Randy, and here's his final pose. And I love how he's got this swoop coming up behind him, and yeah, it's really good, really well done. So there you go, Ernie. I called you out. All right. Yeah, remesh by union is fairly new to. I think 4R8 is when it showed up. I can't remember. Okay, I'm actually going to add real subdivisions until I get it up to about 1 million. So active points is about 1.28 in the shirt right now. All right, Ash, thanks for stopping by. Take care. Always good to see you. I'm gonna clip this off one more time to get it even cleaner. Now, yeah, I'm not liking that. Hold on a second. I need to see this curve. It's making her look funny. So I'm gonna use inflate and fix that curvature. Fix this curvature so it doesn't look like it's curving in. And I don't care if it's going below the border line there, because I'm going to clip it off again like this. There you go. That's a little better. Okay, I'm going to work some more wrinkles into her clothing before I put the lines in there. Just try and work stuff out a little more. Make her turtleneck a little longer. Okay. Oh, thanks, Neil. Yep, check out Ashley's stream on Wednesday. Let's fill this in with color, and then I'm going to switch to the cloth brush. I'm just going to put in a few wrinkles here and there. And I'll go up and down in subdivision levels just to get, because it's easier to smooth things out on a lower subdivision level. And how I'm doing these wrinkles is typically wrinkles will pull from a place on the body that's like at a peak, and it just kind of pulls. Mel's sort of drawn some in right here. You can kind of see how it would pull out like that. Smooth this one out. All right, me Barry. So I am going to, I just found out I'm going to the New York City Toy Fair. So if any of you guys are on the East Coast and you're going to that New York City Toy Fair, it'd be cool to meet you guys and hang out. It's in February. This is a little too, peeking out a little too much, maybe. Okay. There we go. And whenever you move something too, also be sure to be in a lower subdivision level. Oh, you're in Pittsburgh, not super far? That'd be really cool. The Toy Fair, I need to look it up. Just do a Google search for New York NYC Toy Fair and you'll find it. Let's go, maybe like, that's pushing in. Okay, that's why. Where are we at? 129, not bad. But I will be, sounds like I'm going to be demoing at the Pixelogic booth or table. I'm not sure what they're going to have there. Let's see, I'll turn topological on here because I want to affect the sleeve, but I don't want to affect the torso here. That's not working out. Sleeve kind of has a weird peak to it. Okay, and then I really want to make another, like, I want all this to stick out, so. See what I can do about that. There we go. And a little closer. Then I'll move this the sweater thing here. I'm working kind of fast, trying to get this done. There. All right. Oh, it's not open to the public? I'm not sure how. Yeah, I think it's for the I've never been before, so I don't know how you would, if you have to be a toy industry professional to get in there. I don't know. Sorry. All right, Jonathan, thanks for stopping by. Okay. Okay. I'm going to actually apply. Is this not subdivided? There we go. That knuckle crease. It just sometimes things just catch your eye and you're just like, what? I gotta fix that. See how this crease is deeper than these two? I just want to grab it and drag it down because they should be arcing like that. Retailers, wholesalers, distributors, importers, and sales reps. Interesting. So not just a guy who likes to buy toys, I guess, like me. Like I said, I've never been, so I don't know what it is, honestly. All right, let's see. Let's do the lines now. I think we have enough time to do lines. It's going to take me a while. But what I'm going to do is go to my highest subdivision level. Then this is the only time I ever use layers. So when I'm putting detail into the surface of an object, like cutting lines in, that's when I'll use layers. So let's go to layers and make a new one. Recording. And then that's what I have this chisel brush on my out here for, is to do fine details on the surface. And I usually just use that default one, the very first one. I don't typically use any of these other ones because it has a nice round bottom to it. You buckled the community can see my working process of Inky, or you're just stuck on likeness. I'll have to check it out. Okay, I'm just going to try and drag a line. Okay. So this is what the curve looks like when I drag it in. And you'll notice the edge is super kind of sharp. And it's the surface is still a bit low resolution. You can see it kind of stair-stepping through here. So you want to try one just to see how good it's doing. And I'm going to need more resolution. So I'm going to divide it up one more. And I have to get rid of that layer first. Whoops. See, this is why I don't like layers. I have to turn recording off, bake all. There we go. Then step up one more. So now we're at 5 million just for the shirt. I'm going to try. There we go. Now it's much tighter, much cleaner of a surface. So now I can add a layer. And it might be slow. Once you get above like 2 or 3 million, your computer processor starts to slow down a bit. It still should be fine, but it might slow down just a little bit. Okay. So when I'm doing design work on clothing, I usually like to do one right down the middle. And you want to keep consistent pressure. And just kind of go slow. And this is one of the reasons that I really love having a Cintiq. A lot of people ask, do you need a Cintiq? No, you don't. But this is one of the niceties when it comes to having one. It's really easy to do just a single stroke. Just do it one time. And I'm just kind of eyeballing this. Whoa, sometimes it'll do that. Sometimes it'll just lose track of where you are and go flying off into space. Yeah, Intuos is good. A tablet is just fine. But there's a disconnect when you're using an Intuos tablet versus drawing right on the screen. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with just using a tablet. It's better than trying to do this with a mouse. You know? Doing this with a mouse, you'd have to repeat your stroke 50 times to get it right. And even then, you might not get it right. Okay, some of this I might have to fix. Like this right here. I might have to mask it off and go back in. Rather than redraw it, you just go to your lowest subdivision level. Well, maybe up one, smooth it out. Go up a couple more, smooth it out. I'll have to fix that. Beautiful piece. Maybe my favorite of your work on the stream. Thank you very much. You know, I just kind of decided to take the time and do a fleshed out piece, you know? And I think it's paying off. Even though it's taken me, this is my third stream on this piece. There's also, using layers, there's also a way to actually erase strokes when it's on a layer. How about beveling edges? On these lines right here, this isn't, how can I put it? It's I'll go back and use smooth to smooth out the hard, crisp edges. But this is, I'm sculpting this, I'm not box modeling it or traditional modeling it. So to actually put bevels into this would be a major pain in the butt. Okay. And if I was doing this as a game character, this would just be in the normal map anyway. Okay, it looks like I hopped a little bit right there. Curve brush with live boolean sub would be slick way. Yeah, you could do that, Steve. How's it going, Steve? And just lay them on the surface and then live boolean them back out. Yeah, you could totally do that. But this takes no time at all, I think. Sometimes the curve brushes give me fits. I don't know why. I'll kind of go down to just the length of the sleeve here. I can tell it's gonna kind of get tricky. Looks like I can pull them from here. One of the most difficult line work jobs that I did was on, let me see, on Mirage from The Incredibles. So on this one, you can kind of see, come on. So see all these lines going down her legs? Yeah, that was, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, guess I can't move it. Anyway, you can kind of see where it had a crease going up the edge of the leg, kind of where a pant seam would be. And some of these lines are coming out of that. But this was, since she was so curvy and long, those stripes were difficult to get to look good. Anyway, but she turned out pretty good. Okay, and then I'm going to do one down the front. Kind of sticking with the flow. I'm going to redo this one because I want it to go down the length. Do this. When doing work like this, it's always good to have some good music so you can just kind of concentrate. One more right here. I'm not going to put stripes down the back of her. Do that one more time. All right. Happy with that. I'll do the same thing. I'm going to run a line just down the top to split it down the center here and then back up. Swoop. Okay. Now with this, what's kind of cool is it should snap. No, I should have saved a morph target first. I forgot. But if you save a morph target before you use this chisel brush, it will actually snap back to the beginning of that last stroke. Okay, let's run one down here. I'm going to save them. Oh, gosh. It's probably too late. Too late, I forgot. What's it going to do there? Skip across? Yeah. Is it necessarily to be able to sculpt realistic characters in order to sculpt stylized ones? They're kind of, they're very, very similar. The realistic characters are essentially stylized characters with less exaggeration and more detail. That's essentially that's the difference. In my opinion, anyway. Some people might have a different opinion of that. But so both are very good skills to have, but when you're doing realistic characters, most of the work you're going to be doing is in the textures. Come on. Okay. I gotta put a mask down the center of this. And you can mask on a lower subdivision level and then go back up and it'll be quicker. Like ZBrush will handle better. Whoops. Now I can do this without it messing up too bad. It'll still mess up near here because it's still touching the other surface, but it won't affect both surfaces at least. I doubt you'll even see this, but I'll do it anyway. I'm only gonna render this from the front, so I'm not worried about the back too much. Oh, you checked out Steven Anderson's work? Oh yeah, he's great. Yep. So yeah, Steven printed this dinosaur for me. You guys saw this dinosaur, yeah? From my stream a while back. Here, let me full cam it. My microphone's in the way. Here, let's see. Where can you see it? Maybe back in focus right here. And it sits in the base like this. And then my microphone. Hold on, let me move it just a little bit. There you go. Check that out. So I built this during the stream earlier this year. So, and Steven Anderson printed that for me. And he's now a streamer on Pixelogic on here. So, okay, looks like I didn't take it far enough on some of these areas, so I'm going to actually just cheat it and drag it with the move brush. And then drag this right here so they actually resolve. And now what I can do is go up in subdivisions. I'm going to go get the smooth more brush. Let's see, where is it? Brush, smooth, stronger, that one. Now I can get a really big brush and just barely smooth this down, and it's going to knock peaks off of those. It'll make it look smoother. See that? So now those lines aren't crazy sharp. It looks more like a sweater. Okay. Happy with that, and it's on a layer too, so what that means is I can grab this and turn those stripes way down. Like, say I didn't want them so harsh, right? And you can even go, let's see, you can even go reverse too, make them stand out. So that's a way, if you want the inverse of those lines, you can do that too. Well, I am going to turn this down just a little bit. It's even smoother. Now I'll do the same thing on these guys. Whoops, let me turn off. It's going to turn off record. Okay. Deformation layers. Okay, I just want to put some lines in these right here the same way. This time I'm going to use, to smooth a big part, is it good to use deformation polish? Probably deformation smooth. You can try a couple things. I just like to have a little more control, even though that's deformation palette gives you an overall change to the entire thing. But either way works. It doesn't affect it too much either way. Let's see. I'm just going to change. Okay, on this one, I am going to save a morph target. So let's see. I have 3. Divide. I'm going to divide this up to 3.145 million. Should be plenty. Then if you store a morph target, I'm going to show you what happens now. Store. Okay, and then if I use the chisel brush, I'll just show you on this guy. So now if I draw a line like this, if I go back to either end of this, I can click here and it should snap and continue. I mean, there's still kind of a little hitch, but it doesn't do nearly what it did with, what it did before. Which is, and you can also cross. So I can cross over and it's not going to affect it. So if I didn't have a morph brush and I did that, then it's going to make a mess. It just looks like a total mess. So yeah, Chris, it might not be a bad idea. Maybe I should have done that. There's so many different ways of doing these things that it's like sometimes I won't think about it. I'll just do it because I just need to get it done, It's like, yeah, there's probably better ways of doing this, but okay. Yay, lines. I should do pinups more often. If this would be considered a pinup, I don't know. But I enjoy it. Whoa. There we go. Thanks, kiddo. All right, Chris, I'm going to try it. Here we go. This is what Chris was talking about. If you go to the deformation palette, there's polish by features, by groups, by crisp edges. I'm going to try by just polish and see what that does. Oh, it's thinking. Thinking. I hope it doesn't crash. Come on, don't crash. There it goes. Yeah, it kind of did the same thing. It looks pretty good. It's still a little sharper. You can see it still has some stair stepping inside of here. So if there is stair stepping, it's going to polish that stair stepping. That's one reason to kind of stay away from it. Whereas if I just smooth it and use a big brush, I can just smooth it out a little bit. And it's going to smooth out those stair steps too. Yes, Cyrus, you aren't kidding, man. Sometimes I forget. I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to do the thing. You'll regret it. Okay, let's, I like that. It's looking pretty good. Don't look at the back. I might go in after the stream and put them on her back. If I ever decide to 3D print her or something, I'll do that. And I need to put some more along the bottom down here. But, okay, let me make this bigger. Have some more weight to it. Maybe I'll do that. I think this has too much. No. Okay. Now I'll just put some of those lines in here. Hey, how's it going? Okay. That's deep, jeez. I'm gonna turn this intensity down on this one. See if I can, no. Sometimes you have to have 100 intensity or not at all. Okay, I gotta save this just in case. It's acting strange. Okay. There we go. I don't know why it's not letting me put one right there. Clear the mask just in case. What in the world? All right. For some reason, I don't have topological on. That is bizarre. But that's part of the morph target. I'm going to try a different layer on this one. It doesn't have layers. I did all this without doing a layer. Oh well. I don't know why that's not working. Look at that. It's like the bottom is being masked out for some reason. No rhyme or reason. I don't know why it's doing that. Is that weird? What's happening? Okay, well, I'm going to split these off. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So whatever was happening, it's probably the morph target. Morph target doing something strange with it. Okay. Just for the sake of getting this done, I'm going to do this without a morph target. Go really deep. I don't know why all of a sudden it decided to go deeper. All right. I'll draw this line 50 times and then finally it'll work. Okay, I'm going to do a morph target though. Morph target, where are you? There you are. See if it still has problems. There we go. If you guys want to learn how to create characters like this, I teach a course online. It's called 3D Character Workshop. You may have heard of it before. And it's currently open for enrollment if you're interested. Over 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And I give away these brushes for free. Not this chisel brush. This chisel brush ships with ZBrush. But all of these brushes down at the bottom, you can grab those for free over on 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Okay, that works. Now I'm just going to smooth it out. There we go. Looks like a croissant. Croissant. Quick detail on eyes? Like, what do you mean? Let's see. So I'm probably not going to model these eyes out. I'm just going to leave them as they are. And then I'm going to, I'll push them over to Keyshot not when I render this out. And the reason I'm not building her out is just because I usually take characters like this to, I take characters to Game Engine and 3D printing, and eyes that are actually built out, they don't work the best in either situation unless they're like specifically built out and carved out, and you know what I mean. So yeah, these are the stylized eyes that I'm going to use. So yeah, these are the finished eyes, and I believe this is where I'm going to end the stream. So there you go. For the hairbrush, yep, funky bunnies. Do you have a technique to get reflections on the eyes like in the real world? I do all that over in Keyshot. So that's all based on the materials. I don't do that in ZBrush. So anyway, here's the final result. Here, let me turn off Noah board so you guys can check it out. So there we go, final result. Fun times. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. It's been yeah, she was super duper fun. It's always fun to find a really good concept. This concept was made by my good friend Mel Milton. You can follow him over on Instagram on Melmadukes. So Neil has been posting his links up on the chat. So this is Mel. Somebody else modeled one of his models here, or one of his concepts here. But this is Mel's art. He's just phenomenal. Love that guy. So yeah, there you go. And maybe, I don't know, but maybe next week I will do a really quick Stan Lee. So Luigi Lucarelli drew this really awesome stylized Stan Lee, and I might model that. There's another one where I might model. I've been talking to a friend of mine, my good friend Todd Harris, and if he draws me up something, that will be like my opus of 2019, where I'll start a new sculpt, a big one like this dinosaur and this cowboy. But we'll see about that. I don't know yet. I just kind of wing it. But thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. It's always a pleasure. And again, you can find my brushes, my user interface, and my ruler over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And enrollment is currently open right now. I think I'm going to be keeping it open until the end of the year, and then I'll close enrollment after that, because I'm going to reopen it with a new module. And the new module is going to be Stylized Anatomy. So when that gets done, I'm going to increase the price of the course. But if you've already purchased it, you will not be charged for any updates. So once you purchase it, you have it for life. And all updates are free, just like Pixelogic with ZBrush. So that's the same with ZBrush. If you buy ZBrush today, if you don't already have it, you should. You'll have it for life, and all updates are free. So great, guys. Take care and have a great week, and we will see you all next Monday. All right, take care. Cheers. See you guys.